All right, ladies and
Are we
gentlemen,
live?
we are here tonight to enter the waiting room. Okay. To do a Zoom draft for the Always Forward Bowl. This will be the first time that we've put this game on, honoring a couple of the guys in the league that have had a big impact that we've unfortunately lost over the last few years. So one team will be representing Team Nicholas. Our head coach for Team Nicholas will be James Simerson. And the other team will be Team Marrero from Rob Marrero. And that will be head coached by none other than Aaron Stoner. This will not be a flawless process. We will do our best to make things go smooth. We've created a draft board based on a poll that we placed on the players and coaches page. If there are people watching this that want to participate, they still can. On Facebook, my name is Thor Marlowe. For those of you that don't know me, send me a message and let me know. If you cannot actually show up to participate in the game this coming Saturday, July the 12th, 2 o'clock kickoff. We're going to be posting after this game walkthrough times, stretching times, and everything for teams. So we'll let you guys know what time we need you to be at the field. But if you want to join still and you want to get in the draft, you need to send me a message. I need to know. I'll stop periodically. I'm going to talk about some of the players that are chosen, some of the players that are still on the draft board, some surprises as we go along. Try to have fun with it. And ultimately, this is one of those games, all year. There's that banter back and forth towards each other. We're all in this because we have a competitive nature and are competitive people. And at the end of the year, it's nice to appreciate, what we all do together as well. And that's what this game is going to be about. Our all-star game kind of started fizzling out. Some of the all-stars wouldn't show up. People were mad. People weren't selected. We have less teams in the league, so we have less capital to work with as far as jerseys go and things like that. And, James put the idea about, how about a game for us to just get together and do it because we love it and raise money for charity, raise items for charity and bring back something positive to finish the year out with for the Great Eastern Football Association. This year we will be doing two charitable things that one is we'll be collecting items for homeless veterans, blankets, socks, general health items, hygiene products. We're also collecting and we're asking all the players and coaches that participate in this game to each bring two canned food items so we can make a donation to a local homeless organization and or food bank after the game. So tonight it looks like we have Stephen Pryor here to work with James Simerson for Team Nicholas. And we've got Brad Esposti. He's the MOVA defensive coordinator, on to work with Aaron Stoner. Let me get a coin here. All right. So let me see if I can pull up my draft sheet here real quick, at least so I can see it and make sure that the camera function's still going to be what I need it to be here. It's impossible for me to see, but I'm just going to have to assume that I can. All right. So I don't care who's ultimately going to get first pick in this. But what we're going to do is a snake draft. So it won't be 2 picks at a time, but whoever wins the coin toss will get 1 first pick. Then the other team will get a pick for second, a pick for third. Then it'll snake a pick for fourth, a pick for fifth. Then it'll snake, and so on. If you guys have any questions, if there's comments that you guys happen to see while you're watching the YouTube that you guys are in on, I can't see that myself. I know sometimes, James, you're able to see them. I don't know if Stoner's able to or not. But let me know what people are saying, and we can get some interaction with people. All right. Everybody's here. Everybody's good to go.
Yep.
Ready.
All right. So I got a coin. Just going to do a toss, catch it. We'll see how it comes out and who's going to end up with the number 1 pick in the draft. All right. James, you are there, correct?
Yep.
All right. So coin's on my thumb. I'm getting ready to toss it into the air here. I want you to give it a call. Heads or tails? Ready?
Tails.
I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Tails it is. James, you're actually going to get the number 1 pick in the draft. I have my spreadsheet open so I can like copy and paste people down on the 2 teams. That'll both help me see who's been eliminated from the draft and who's ultimately ended up on both teams. So bear with me as we go through. Okay. So James, you and Steve, go ahead and take a second here. And you guys are officially on the clock. I want just a couple of minutes or a minute or two to type your guys' team names in here on these lists so I can just copy and paste down. So just 1 second here.
So we get the first pick, right?
Correct. You're going to get pick 1, and then Stoner and Team Marrero will get pick 2 and pick 3. So 1 second here.
Do we get music when the pick is in, or?
All right. I don't really know what I got to help you as far as music options right here go. You got your imagination. I don't know what to help you as far as that goes. I can give you a ring-a-ling-a-ling or whatever you need, but is your guys' first number 1 pick for the Always Forward Bowl in James?
Pryor, go ahead.
We need a pick is in alert.
First pick is going to be Greg Medina.
All right, number 1 pick will be Greg Medina. Not a crazy surprise. Definitely a talented dude. Absolute legend in the league. Instant Hall of Famer. I'm not going to have names 100% spelled here correctly because I'm going to be going through things. Greg, yours is right, but There's going to be a couple. I apologize. I won't have right. I'm going to try to share my screen down the road here, but I need to be able to have it function for me still. Stoner, Brad, Team Marrero, you guys are on the clock. You're going to get the number 2 pick. You do not have to tell me who you're, and I'd prefer you wait a second before you tell me who your number 3 pick for the draft is going to be here. Go ahead and take a moment, and when you know that you're ready to go, oh, I'm being told I need to let somebody back into the Zoom. All right, Brad's getting back in here. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. All right. Brad's in. We're good to go. When you guys have your pick in and you know who your pick here for number 2 is going to be, just let me know your pick's in.
All right, we're ready.
All right. So the number 2 pick, Team Marrero, who do you select?
We're going Rob Albro.
Rob Albro gets selected. Number 2. All right. Both teams go with the quarterback this year. Both teams put up crazy numbers. Both big play quarterbacks. So solid selections 1 and 2. You are on the clock for selection number 3. Just let me know when you guys have your selection in.
This has been a while since I've done it.
Exactly. Get started on the new today.
I'm definitely intrigued as to how these selections are going to go. Do people just jump right out and get a bunch of skill players? Are they going to attack the offensive line? Are people going to really be working on setting a solid defense? I did share my draft board with both of the head coaches, so they do have access to those as well. But I'm really intrigued to see how this goes.
Are you really that unhappy?
So why would you even ask that?
Well, that business is leaving all. I just thought.
I'm sorry, okay? I made a mistake and I'm not even thinking of that music.
Again, I want to keep things flowing without necessarily downtime while they're working on a selection. We're talking about Rob Albro just being selected. He's a really like the definition of a utility player. He can play in the secondary on a team and be a starting lockdown player. He has the ability to play quarterback. He's a great wide receiver. He kick returns very well. He is one of those things that are very overlooked when it comes to a lot of skill position players in this league is blocking. All right, from a wide receiver perspective, Rob Albro will block. So he is a real solid pickup there. How are we looking on our number 3 pick there, Team Marrero?
Our pick is in. I didn't realize I was muted.
Okay. All right, our pick is in. Team Marrero, who do you select with the 3rd pick?
With our 3rd pick, we're teaming the dynamic duo back together. We're going Isaiah Edwards.
All right, Isaiah Edwards goes number 3. Let me edit this because I know there's no apostrophe there. All right. Again, another dynamic player, big impact player on both sides of the ball for the Tomahawks this year. I'll go into this a little bit more. I'm going to let Team Nicholas know they are on the clock. James, let me know when your pick is in. Isaiah Edwards was a solid kick returner for Mifflin County. He can play corner. He can play safety. He's pass rushing from the defensive end position. Big body wide receiver. He's got breakaway speed and he's got height to match it. Like Isaiah came in as a rookie, and it doesn't happen often, but he earned star status in 10 games in this league.
Grab that coat hanger out of her hand just in time.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add another player to this. I know you guys are on the clock. I'm gonna let you know that Parker Sigler, he's an offensive lineman. I'm listing him in the guard position. He played with the Bedford County Buffaloes this season, and he's been added to the guard list. We're looking at pick number 4 from Team Nicholas. When James and Steven let us know that their pick is in, curious who they go after.
Fucking better. I'm feeling like that shit up.
All right, for the fourth pick, we're gonna do Chase Struthers.
All right, so Team Nicholas goes after an offensive lineman. Chase just won a championship with the Comanche. He was the 2024 Big Ugly Award winner, and has been an impact guard the last couple seasons in the GFA. Let me find him and get him off here. All right, so you guys are back on the clock though, Team Nicholas, because you guys also have pick 5 snake draft. Let me know when your pick is in. I don't have all this numbered, so there's gonna be a point where I'm just gonna forget the numbers, and you guys have
Go
to.
ahead, Pryor.
So with the 5th pick, we're going to take Lee. I don't know how to say his last name. Leandre from the Vikings.
Lee Fenderson, another offensive guard. So they get 2 big body offensive linemen up front in front of Greg Medina. Lee Fenderson and Greg Medina have history together. They were on the 2024 Viking championship team, and there's going to be instant chemistry there. So that's a big pickup for you guys. So that being said, Team Marrero, you guys are now on the clock. Again, let me know when you guys are ready. But Lee Fenderson is a player that's, again, he plays for me, but the guy really is a legend. He's been in the league since 2014. All right, he took only 1 season off as a player, and that year he did coach. He started out playing for the Huntington County Elite. Moved his way to the State College Flash, where we were teammates in 2015. Rolled with the Railroad City Bandits in Altoona, but the team only lasted for 1 year. They folded up shop. In 2017, Lee came and joined MOVA, and he's been here for the rest of his career.
Down there. Isn't it? Yeah. And that's it. Better out than it.
Just in case your mute is on again, Stoner, I'm going to remind you guys you're on the clock. Let us know when your pick's in.
I'm straight. No lumps. So do we get the beer? I think so.
All right, hold on a second. Before you make your pick, I do have a wide receiver that asked me to join His name is Zahir Dunel. I believe he was a Warrior. Did he play with Williamsport this season?
Yeah.
So he is now available on the board in the wide receiver position.
In the entire tri-state area. I can't disagree with that. He does have the best weed I've ever smoked. Yeah, I'll give him a call a little bit later. I've got him.
I'm going to go back over and switch to Zoom, make sure nobody's in my waiting room. All right, still waiting on Team Marrero for, I believe,
Holy hell, Stoner. Let's go.
pick number 6.
Relax. All right. With the 6th pick, we're taking Marquise Holton.
Marquise Holton. So, again, this is a name I'm hoping I have spelled correct, but I'll work on that before the list actually comes out here. I absolutely have him on my draft board. He is a solid defensive lineman, high motor, and again, on the championship team this year. You guys are still on the clock, though, because of your snake pick. You'll have pick number 7. Let us know when you've made your selection.
Who do you take 6th?
Marquise Holton.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Once we start getting going here, I'm going to be seeing some players that I'm like, wow, I can't believe they're still on the board. There's 1 or 2 here that I had like top 5, 6, and we've got to 6 and they're still hanging out there. So I'm really curious how this sorts out.
And with our 7th pick, we're going to try to slow down that run game a little bit that they're building with that O-line. And we're going to take Stevie Eisenhuth.
Oh, Stevie Eisenhuth, another Viking off the board. All right. So that'll put Team Nicholas on the clock. While you're looking at yours, we'll tell you guys Stevie Eisenhuth's another player that's been in the league for years. His rookie season was in 2012. He's never taken a season off. He's been a starter on both sides of the ball in this league. Solid anchor to the defensive line at MOVA for like the last, I believe, 8 seasons, 7 seasons, 8 seasons, maybe 9. So that's a
All
big.
right, go ahead, Pryor.
James, are we gonna take the 2 that you put in first, or the 2 we just mentioned?
The ones that you just said.
So we're gonna take Cohen from the Tomahawks, number 2.
All right, Cohen Russell. Let me cut him from there and move him down. Big, fat, or not a big body receiver, but a big pickup. Lightning quick, wide receiver, has the ability to be big in any team secondary. Solid pickup. You guys are still on the clock. Let me know when you have your next selection. That's 3 Tomahawks in the top 8.
It's really covered by a bunch of trees. I'm gonna throw my new labels towards there. We'll put it back for it later, okay? Okay, all right. Okay. We might be okay. We're far enough away that they might not be suspicious. Okay.
Again, let me know when you're picking, guys. Just to throw some names out that we do have on the board available still. Just some random ones. All right, none any particular order, but we've got Drew Rowland, John Dodson, Stephen Pryor, Andrew May, Isaiah Reed, TJ Kistrunk, Dorian Ryans, Charles Faust, Andre Dokes, Levi Hockenberry. There's some real big, great players still on this list. Jimmy Werner, Duarte, just a lot of talent across the board that signed up to play for this game. Nicholas, you guys ready with pick number 9?
Across the road on the so I could smell your breath. You don't smell it if you've been drinking.
Cool.
But what the hell was that all about? Well, you see, this little raccoon just scurried across the road, and I swerved to avoid flattening it. Yeah, it does happen a lot in these parts. Yes, sir. I'm going to give you a pass.
Just give me a minute. We'll pick it.
We're gonna take number 23 from the Vikings, Bright.
Have another raccoon.
All right, so I actually do not have Bright on my draft board.
Why would you?
Short space of 5 minutes, you can endanger human lives with your.
I'll put him down here, but I do not have him on my draft board currently. So I can put him there, and you can hope to get him, or you can select somebody on the draft board.
Here, finally pop the question. Oh, that's beautiful. Isn't it pretty? Look at the ring.
Oh, is this Ken's jewelry?
Absolutely. It's not bad.
Totally. You too, lucky bastard.
Oh, wow. You're too kind. Okay, well, yes, we were going a little over the speed limit, but we have the reason.
We're gonna take Zaire Dunnell.
All right.
Me and Denny here are really looking forward to consummating weddings, aren't we, baby?
All right. No.
Why?
Oh, you guys see what we did?
Joins Team Nicholas. All right. So I believe that gives you both of your picks and your snake. And it is time for Team Marrero to make their pick for number 10, I believe. Pick number 10. All right, last person in the top 10 of the draft.
Thank you. You too. God bless you, officer.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy your evening.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
Send me some pictures.
Oh, absolutely. Will. That was close.
So Team Marrero is on the clock. Let me know when your guys' selection is in. I'm giving a rundown on some players. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a ton of immediate information. I know that Janelle's been a vet in this league for quite a while. Played in Wilkes-Barre.
So where they're going. And then we're gonna go pick up the ship, okay? Okay, sounds good.
Played with Williamsport. And then we'll see where he goes and what he does in 2026. Sorry, I'm checking my chats here. I've had a few people message me asking me to add them, but
Okay, with our next pick, we're taking Isaiah Reed.
Isaiah Reed. All right. I assume that's one of those situations where you've had him for quite a few years over there in Williamsport, what, 2-3 years now? So he's probably got to be as familiar with you as offensive coordinator as can be. Played with Mifflin County for several years. Just a staple center in the GEFA. You guys are still on the clock, though, and you have another pick. Do you know who you're going with for number 11?
Just a minute.
Oh man, we were sharp. You pulled it right out. Candidate stench and all the cashiers. Big sticky wad.
Seriously, guys, can we please just stop? Wait.
So while you're doing that, I am going to run through names on my list. I had a couple people message me saying, "Am I on the draft board?" All right. And some of you guys wouldn't know that. So I'm just going to go through the list. It'll just take me a minute here. Hopefully, by the time I'm done, you guys will have your pick in over there at Team Marrero. Stephen Pryor, Takeem Carter, Drew Rowland, John Dodson, Prince, Duke Rosick, the receiver from out west, Darius Wade, Joe Chohaney, Tyler Osterhout, Tyree Stewart, Gerald Barrow, Mac McGrew, Shane Wall, Marcus Weston, Andrew May, Brandon Maynard. I do have Trey Campbell on here. I haven't had a chance to 100% confirm, so drafting him is a risky move. Brandon Maynard, Gage Harrington, Vincent Fernandez, Josh Kennedy, Dre Moses, Scott Bailey, Jaden Watoski, Jonah Kimmel, Fabian Sheets, Azar Glover, Ty Ritter, Matt Hollenbaugh, Brandon Williams, Connor Rutan, Parker Sigler,
Yeah. Man. You seen the dumper on that?
Dorian Ryans, Charles Faust,
Look at that.
Jeremy Melendez, George Keys, Darius Crenshaw, TJ Kistrom, Harry Cole. I was told to remove Kyrie Carson, um, Quentin Tyler, Nasty Nate Ravenstein, Jalil Garrison, Javon Colazzo, Isaac Kletchner, Tavian Parker, Facebook name Kenny Kinney. I believe he's offensive line, defensive back for the Crusaders. Patrick Williams, Gabe George, Andre Dokes, Matt Roddick, Nate Swearingen, Zay Will, Levi Hockenberry. Last section here, Michael Clark, Ben Mathis, Brandon Owens, Jimmy Doyle, Justin Duarte, Dominic Clark, Cody Young, Jimmy Buck, Mike Duke, Jeffrey Lantigua, Lanthus Whiteside, and the crazy Jimmy Werner. So that's what I have on mine. There are a couple of guys that I wasn't sure by position that we have on the board. To Singer is the last name. I wasn't sure. I believe he's a Crusader. I have a John Gittins. I did have Avery Schultz, but on a double check, I didn't see him on there. Jordan Billups, Devon Edwards, Louis Tehran at one point was on there, but I don't believe he was when I double checked today. Malik Coletta. So that's where we are at for available players. That being said, Team Marrero, do you have pick 11 in?
Get up and all gone away. Oh no shit, Einstein. But it's gotta be around here somewhere. What the hell is that? It's probably a fucking.
Cool.
It ain't no bear.
Yep, Whiteside, I think you heard me at the end of that. Yep, you're on.
Aaron said he got kicked out.
All right, let me get him back in here. He should be good now. I can't see that when I'm looking at my draft board. All right, so I don't have an answer from these guys as far as who they're picking. I do have somebody to put on the draft board. All right, so make sure you guys know now. LA receiver from the Comanche has joined the wide receiver group for our draft board. All right, so this is going to take us all night. So after we get through the next two, so we're going to finish out Morero's pick here. Then we'll do the Nicholas picks, and then we'll finish some Morero ones, and then I'm going to set a timer. All right. After that, we'll
Well, yeah,
pick.
this has been like an hour just for one pick.
Right. So
It took you 5 minutes to let me back in.
so who was your pick for pick 11?
We'll take Andre Dokes.
Andre Dokes. All right, so Andre Dokes is the first safety off the board. That will put Team Nicholas on the clock. Dokes is a big time playmaker safety with MOVA. Nicholas, if you have your pick already, let me know and we'll get her up.
We're gonna take Jimmy Warner.
All right, Jimmy Werner, MOVA D lineman, literally the Tasmanian Devil and a football player, and great guy to have on your team. He's always a great attitude. I know that he was hoping he'd get selected by Team Nicholas because he actually played with the DuBois Area Mountain Lions and was a teammate with Nicholas back in the day. So Jimmy Werner selected by Team Nicholas. You guys get the next pick as well. Hopefully we got that one in. Let me know when you're ready.
So with the next pick, we're going to take T-Mac, number 0 from the Comanches.
Okay, so hold on a second. I didn't have him on my board yet, but you did tell me beforehand to add him, which I apologize. I didn't do yet.
Nice. 4. Nice.
So you guys got T Mac and Jimmy Warner. That's tough.
Hmm.
All right. So T Mac gets picked up by Aaron or Team Nicholas. That puts Team Morero on the board. You guys will do your next two picks, and then I'm going to start putting you guys under some pressure for time.
Okay, with our next pick, we're gonna take LA, Larry Wingo.
All right, here we go.
That was a good pick.
Great pick. Because Dokes gives you a wide receiver as well, but we've all seen, LA's explosiveness and ability to get all over the field. So, your offensive ability with your skill players are definitely looking really good there. Let me know when you have your next pick in.
We're good. Next pick is gonna be Lanthus Whiteside.
Lanthus Whiteside, a defensive end, Comanche player. Great pickup. All right, so I'm going to start putting you guys under a little bit more time pressure here. Team Nicholas, you're on the clock. Let me know when you have your selection ready.
Faust.
All right, so their choice will be Charles Faust from the Comanche. That puts Charles Faust. The defense is building up over there on Team Nicholas right now. I see explosive offense, Team Herrero, but I mean, a couple of big offensive linemen, great quarterback, and building some defense there. Do you know your next pick?
Go ahead, Pryor.
So we're going to take number 21, Colazzo from the Legends.
All right, so Javon Colazzo from the Legends. He's a corner, defensive back from Central PA Legends. Made a big impact this season. He was on Team Nicholas. That puts Team Morero on the clock. Team Morero, do you know what you want your next pick to be?
Yeah, just real quick. You said Kyrie said he's not playing, right?
That's what everybody I've talked to, including James, has told me, that Kyrie Carson shouldn't be selected in the draft.
Okay. With our next pick, we are going to go
Yes, she is. That's
Jimmy Buckner.
I'll be back.
All right, beefing up the defense, defensive end, multi-year vet in the league, several championships. Jimmy Buck will be pass rushing against Greg Medina. This is getting wild. All right, so you should have next pick as well, correct?
Yeah.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
He rolled around and checked the Stacy.
With our next pick, we're going to take Q Tyler.
All right, Q Tyler, corner for the Comanche, selected by Team Marrero. I did get another request to have himself added. Philip Spearing of the Legends, Comanche, and Vikings this season. He is a defensive lineman, also gives you a kicker. So I'm going to get him added here. So in case that changes your pick there, you already are locked in with Q. This is going to put Team Nicholas on the clock. James, if you guys are ready. People still alive on the other end? Anybody?
I'm still here. I don't know about everybody else.
All right, sounds.
This is still sick.
Couldn't even hear people breathing. I just needed to make sure there was somebody out there. Team Nicholas does have the next selection though.
All right, Pryor, who we taking?
We're going to take number 11, Levi Hockenberry from the Legends.
Great pickup. He's a defensive lineman. I think he's more effective interior wise on the D line than necessarily from the end spot. He has the ability to help as a tight end, and he can also help on the offensive line. He's a solid pickup. The snake draft, you have another pickup. Let me know when you guys are prepared. Again, we're trying to get this moving a bit. So you guys know who your next pick is?
I don't know. Who else we taking, Pryor?
Somebody there?
Weak spots I potentially see right now for you guys: center, safety, linebackers, maybe.
We're going to take Galil Garrison.
All right, Jalil Garrison. He's a defensive back. Again, league vet. I think he last played in Williamsport. Solid football player. All right, that's going to bounce the snake over to Team Marrero. You guys got 2 picks again. We're trying to speed this up a little bit. If you don't know, let me know so I can talk and fill a little static air. Where you guys have your pick?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Who is it?
We're gonna take Prince.
All right. Prince. Prince. Big body wide receiver. Has the ability to play in the secondary. High energy dude. Good guy. Team Marrero selects Prince of the Dauphin County Comanche. Who are you going to select next?
We're gonna get an O lineman. We're gonna go Connor Rutan.
Connor Rutan. I believe he is a Williamsport Wildcat guard. Been a solid guy for them for the last couple years. Two, maybe three. I think maybe he was a rookie last year.
Yep.
Yeah. A solid guy across the board. All right, that gets your 2 picks in the snake draft. We're going to bounce the ball back over to Team Nicholas. You guys are on the board. You know who you are prepared to pick next.
We're going to take number 23, Michael Clark from the Shock.
All right, Michael Clark, aggressive, high energy, defensive end from what I remember correctly, or if I remember correctly. Good pickup. Played in the GEFA 2, won an Independence Bowl this year with the Shock.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is it. What do you think? Yeah, this is a nice week for better camp.
He's got the next pick too.
I really don't care what I'm writing about.
That was your problem.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bullshit. You've been acting like this ever since we got here.
I don't know, maybe it's because I wanted to go to Florida or somewhere nice for vacation, and instead you dragged us out to the middle of nowhere.
Look, we talked about this. We couldn't afford you.
I could afford nice Florida vacation or anywhere nice, so you brought us here instead.
You know business has been.
So apparently Carson is playing.
Oh,
Bender is.
okay.
When you're 10,
This guy fucking told me the wrong thing, so
Flip a coin, see who gets the right to draft him.
All right. I mean, if you guys, I think it's fair.
I'm okay.
This is the player that would have gone top 10 that you guys both would have wanted, right?
Hey, I've asked like 3 times in my chat with Aaron if he was playing or not. So I've asked several times about him.
I got a mixed thing from him when we were together today, so that's on me.
All right. So this time you call in the air, Stoner. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Huh?
Tails.
Tails. It's heads.
All right, Carson.
All right. That ends your guys' side of the selections. And Marrero, you guys are up. You have 2 picks. If you don't know who, I wanted to take a second and go through and just name some people that I think are big names as a space filler here for a second. All right. Andrew May, in my opinion, is one of the best tight ends in the league. He is super smart. He can he can find himself open despite what kind of defense you're working with. He's just a great blocker. I can't believe he's still on the board. Our running back category hasn't even been touched yet. People have picked some wide receivers. We still got Shane Walsh, Duke. Guys, that Duke Rosick from the minors, I'm telling you not to underestimate the guy with solid people around him, and that's not shots at anybody. He is a really good football player. Team Nicholas hasn't selected a center yet either, but all right, sorry about that. Go ahead. Do you have your selection in?
Yep. With our next pick, we're taking Andrew May.
All right. Andrew May. He's a Buffalo tight end. He's going with Team Marrero. Solid pickup there. Snake draft means you still stay on the clock. and you have next pick.
You know. No, I'm busting.
James, what are you
Pretty good.
doing with those three corners? We gotta make a trade or
All
something.
right. All right, stop over tomorrow.
Mm,
Hey, Marlon, John. I need to get a share.
Every guy
we're
drafts
we're gonna
our guys, I'm putting on a list here. So if you need me to pause and run down through a list and whatnot, let me know. I have been tracking every pick that you made.
Let her know our boy Jethro won't be home. We should crush her.
all right. I'm gonna go Dorian Ryans.
We'll be late. We need to go to-
All right. Dorian Ryans is a solid defensive player. Gives you a versatile linebacker. Definitely somebody on the board that I think is talented. That'll go Team Marrero. That will switch things over to Team Nicholas. I do have to let you guys know. I have somebody adding to the board. Unfortunately, guys, I know you're watching and I'm asking you questions. You hoped I already knew your position and team. I don't know everybody's position and team. I try to know a lot of them. Making this draft board, I had to talk to a few different people from around the league to gather the information I could get together. I do have a linebacker, Kerry Bosick, from the Central PA Legends, who is putting his name into the hat as well. All right, so I added him to our linebacker list. And Team Nicholas, you guys have your selection.
I don't even know who the fuck's on the team.
Look, you guys don't have a center. There are several guards listed here, but you don't have a center. We have 3 centers listed on the board still. The Crusader center, Gage Arrington. I have a Vincent Fernandez. I think he was a GEFA 2 center, and a guy named Josh Kennedy. I can't remember his position. I think he might have been the other Crusaders center. But I don't know if there's versatile guards that you can get to fill in there if you'd rather have somebody in that spot too. So I don't know if you guys have really touched linebacker outside of Faust. I don't think you have an official safety, but you got a whole secondary, so you can make other things work. A nose tackle, maybe. Another D end. It is July 12th, and people are going to need reps off. Some suggestions.
All right, so we're gonna go with Gabe George as our next pick.
All right, Gabe George, the safety from the Legends. Believe he played for the Shock. He played for the Hitmen. I think he had a year with the Wildcats, and he is with the Legends this year. You got snake draft, so you get another selection. Who would be your next pick?
We're going to select TJ Sistrunk from the Wolves / Wildcats.
All right. He is started out with Wilkes-Barre Warriors originally. Been on a few teams across the league over his years. Solid linebacker pickup. That'll put Team Marrero on the clock. Again, if you guys want any suggestions, I have some. But you guys let us know when your pick's in.
Bear, mountain lion? Not sure. Let me look around while you're at that.
James, is your phone blowing up with people giving you ideas?
Hey, people are loving it. This is a game that
I haven't been having my phone blow up like this since the Raptors in 2019.
it's a good time.
Yeah. So with our next pick, we're gonna take Jonathan Dodson.
All right, John Dodson, first running back, first true running back off the board. He will join Team Marrero. He's been teammates with Albro. He's been teammates with Reed. I mean, there's several people on this list he's been teammates with. I think he's going to fit right in with that group. So, Snake pick, you have the next pick still.
With our next pick, we're gonna go Scott Bailey.
Big Scott Bailey, great blindside guard in the league. He'll be a ton of help for you guys. Scott Bailey gets selected by Team Marrero. That'll flip the snake draft over to Team Nicholas. Team Nicholas, you guys are on the board again. I'm always open to help with selection or suggestions. Maybe there's somebody that people are overlooking, but let me know if you have your next pick in.
Can we discuss trades on here?
You guys can work trades. The agreement though was both of you have to willingly agree.
Right.
That's just us as gentlemen. We agreed we draft teams. Whatever team the person selected to is the team they will play on, unless the head coach on both teams, as gentlemen, agree to make a trade. You guys are open to trade players after the draft all you want.
I'm just trying to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Fill in the void while
Great. That's one of the things I was just thinking about. Like, people are eating this up. Well, trades are going to happen, and this is good. This is a little extra positive energy at the end of the season here.
Kyrie said lost 20 viewers. Pull it together.
With the
hold on.
Yep, Team Nicholas, you guys are on
One of your
Yep.
favorite rap songs.
We're gonna take
with the-
Leroy Thomas from the shop.
There he goes. Got it.
All right. Hold on a second. Do I have him on our list?
He's in the YouTube comments.
I can't see those, so hold on a second. Spell his name for me.
Leroy Thomas.
Oh, Leroy. Okay. All right, snake draft. So you get one, you get another selection. Yeah, there's some solid people in here still. Brandon Maynard, George Keys, Nasty Nate. TikTok, motherfucker.
We're gonna take Jay White from the Shock.
Another person not on my board.
What just happened?
I don't know who that is, but they're not on my board. Add them to your list. Team Rare, you're on the clock. Yeah, again, just going through some of the names still on my board. Ben Mathis, Brandon Owens, Jimmy Doyle, Keys, Isaac.
Oh, I didn't even see that Keys was on this list.
Yep, he's on my list. I believe he's selected, yes, and I have him on the draft board.
All right, with my next pick, I'm taking George Keys.
All right, Keys comes off the board. He goes to Team Marrero with Stoner and Brad Esposti and company. Snake Draft says you still got another pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jimmy Doyle.
Jimmy Doyle. I think he played on a couple of teams and then ended up landing with the Central PA Legends.
He was with a Nightmare too.
Yep. Big piece of the defensive side of the ball for them. All right, good ad. Team Nicholas, you guys are up.
This draft board. Oh, where am I at?
Again, just going through a couple things. We got 2 quarterbacks on the draft board. We got Takeem Carter and Stephen Pryor. I believe Stephen Pryor.
What, coaching or playing?
So
Yeah,
he coaches in FIFA 1, but he is on the draft board to be able to play in the game. I'm sure
You're
he'll
gonna be,
be out on
you're gonna
the.
be calling the defense and then taking snaps at quarterback.
But he has to be added to the draft. I'm not going to tell him no. Drew Rowland is the only buddy listed as a running back left on the board. Brandon Maynard's the only person listed as a tight end left on the board. Matt Roddick is the only safety left on the board. Got a bunch of receivers still, though.
can you tell me, because I don't know most of these receivers, can you tell me what team and number these receivers played on? The ones you know?
Crusaders 5. He's the guy they tried to force the ball to a lot. Crusaders for 18. Of a pale complexion. Darius Wade, I believe he wore 3 for the Wolves. He's also was a quarterback on previous teams he was on. Joe Chohaney, he was a Wildcat. He wore 1 for the Warriors for years. They call him Toe Tap. Tyler Osterhout was 5. He was the skinny, quick receiver for the Buffaloes in their triple option offense. Tyree Stewart, I'm unfamiliar with. Barrow, I'm unfamiliar with. Matt McGrew, I'm unfamiliar with. Shane Walsh was, I think, 7 or 8 maybe for the Wolves. He was a wide receiver, skinny fella. His descendants were somewhere from the mountains of Caucasus. Real quick, high IQ player, wide receiver. That's about all the information I got for you on the rest of the guys that are receivers on the board.
All right, so we're going to take Shane from the Wolves.
Okay, Shane Walsh from the Wolves.
That team did not see me coming, man.
And then we're gonna take Marcus Weston from the Comanche.
Okay, he
You
was.
really stuttered for your own teammate.
I forgot what team he played on. I absolutely did.
All right, so that'll snake draft through for you guys. Give your 2 picks, Rob Marrero or Team Rob Marrero. You guys are on the board.
All right, we're gonna take Darius Wade.
Darius Wade from the Wolves goes to Team Marrero.
Who is it?
Darius Wade. And you guys are still on the clock, Senor Stoner.
I was keeping track of all the picks until we got to like pick 10.
I'm doing it still. I got them all here.
Can you send me my team?
It's in a spreadsheet. Like I can screenshot it, I guess. Oh,
All right, with my next pick, we're gonna keep the first name train going. We're gonna go Darius Crenshaw.
He's in a cast. Never mind. Do you?
He's on the list.
he was on the list. I didn't.
At least I'm picking from the list.
All right.
I know Melendez. I have you listed as a linebacker. Everybody's only listed as a single position. You are on the draft board. So let me get back to my spreadsheet here. I had to do something. You pick Crenshaw. Darius Crenshaw is off the board. He will join Wade and Team Marrero. And then Team Nicholas, you are on the clock. I, again, just pointing things out for you guys at this point because I know that the board's getting slimmer and you got long lists. And I just sent you guys a screenshot of where your teams are. Team Nicholas, I think you still need offensive line help. Marrero, I think you need one guard still at least. I think both you guys locked down safeties. Receiver core maybe could use an extra guy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guards still available on the board. So these big fellas don't have to run all day in the heat. Linebacker wise, I've just got Jeremy Melendez and Kerry Bosick. Corners, we still got Harry Cole, Nate Ravenstein, Isaac Kletchner, the little fella from the Crusaders, Tavion Parker, Patrick Williams, Matt Rodeke from the Buffaloes. Swearingen was a nose tackle for Comanche. Crazy Ben Mathis, OG, Triple OG, Duarte, Cody Young. Yeah, he's a Viking depth player. Solid dude. Him and Rob Albro are super close, so it'd be cool maybe to see him on Marrero. But Mike Duke throwing the dust off.
All right, we're gonna take Dre Moses O line.
All right, Dre Moses comes off the board. All right, you guys are still on the board. I'm going to pause my video though while I go upstairs and have words with the Marlboro. This is going a little longer, but I am ready for your pick when it's in. Dre Moses was a career warrior. I believe this year he played GEFA 2 at the shop. Solid dude. You know, he talked about people who've been around the league for years and around for the what we call the good old days to a certain extent, where people hung out and cut it up and really got to know each other from other teams. And Dre was one of those guys. He's always been a pleasure to have around. You guys are still on the clock, Team Nicholas. TikTok, fellas.
Do you know the rest of the offensive linemen by number and teams?
Well, ish. So Gage Arrington was 61, the Crusaders center. Vincent Fernandez, I was told he's a center. I don't know, to be honest with you. Same with Josh. Well, Josh Kennedy is a big body center. Gage, if he's the guy I'm thinking about, Gage is probably the better of the two centers. He's a bit more mobile. And the guard list, Witoski, I think, is either a second year offensive lineman or a rookie. Honestly, I don't know his number off the top of my head. Kimmel, I'm unfamiliar with. Sheets, I'm unfamiliar with. Glover, I'm unfamiliar with. Ritter, Hollenbaugh, Williams, no. Okay, so I should just say no. I don't have much information on the offensive lineman left on the board.
Scouting reports are lacking.
I can bullshit a little something, but no, I said we're doing the event. I got the people to agree to do it. I build a board based on position. Now y'all got to do the picking. Nobody's taking a kicker. John Gittins, he's the kicker for the Tomahawks, did well this year. Malik Coletta's on the board. I don't know. I believe he was a kicker in Wilkes-Barre and played receiver in GEFA 2, I think. Yeah, and then
For the time being, we're going to take Malik Coletta
all right, Coletta.
because I can't find where the draft board is.
I just texted you that too, James.
My picks have been so far up. I have no idea where they're at.
I think right now we got two great teams. This is solid.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Team Marrero's on the board. You guys have your two picks here. You
All
got
right,
one.
with my first pick, I'm going to take Patrick Williams from the Tomahawks.
All right, Patrick Williams. He was number 8 for the Tomahawks. A solid, helped their secondary out big time.
And with my next pick, I'm going to take Takeem Carter.
Takeem Carter gives you a backup quarterback.
He also played running back this year in GEFA 2, running back and tight end.
Okay. So, well-rounded kind of utility guy, it sounds like. So that puts Stephen Pryor as the last quarterback on the board. Drew Rowland's still the last running back on the board. Matt Radeke is the last safety on the board. Everywhere else has multiple except Mike Backer. We got Melendez and Bosick, both that have them more as like Jack Backer type people. So, Nicholas, you guys are on the board, of course. Again, some names: Joe Tohaney. He's a solid guy, great attitude. Mac McGrew.
With our next pick, we're going to take Stephen Pryor from the Comanches.
All
Yo,
right.
you can't pick yourself.
Oh man,
Well,
too late.
two of the quarterbacks were Pereira, so it made sense that you were going to end up there. Because
Yeah.
We needed somebody to hold the field goals for Malik, so
You
I
could
got a
have
good
waited to
feeling
make that
about this
pick.
backup quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I also play other positions too, so that pick helps out in multiple places. And then we're going to take Rosick.
all right, Duke Rosick from
That's a
the
good pick.
Crusaders. He played on the Thunder. He played on the Miners. He's been an all-star in the league, I believe, at least 2 or 3 years. Solid pickup.
All right, the one they put in IQ.
That should be stars.
All right, that takes the pick over to Marrero. You guys got 2. You know your next 2.
Yep. I'm gonna go Tavian Parker.
Oh, where's he at? All right. You got him. All right,
And
Taylor
then
Parker is off the list. He's a defensive back.
I'm gonna lock down my kicker spot and take John Gittens.
John Gittens. It's all right. First kicker off the board heads over to Team Marrero. All right, that flips it back over to you guys. You got 2 ready for me there, Team Nicholas?
Oh, media.
I'm sorry, you waiting on the ride or what? What's that?
Yes.
They're on their way, right?
No, I'm gonna have to coach.
Oh, you get a ride with them?
Is that I can't even find the other kickers and not kickers, but
don't
it's
need
down
more
in the bottom
kickers.
right. Not a kicker. They have somebody listed as a kicker that's not a kicker. I don't think he is. If that's who I'm thinking, Louis Tehran.
So he was listed on my original sheet, my original draft board. And
Mm-hmm.
I went back through 30 minutes before the draft.
Yeah.
Had somebody go through and read me every name, and then I read every name just in case we had people blocked. And he had taken himself off the board. He was not on the board.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I had him off to the side in case he was one of those people that said, "Hey, I did that on accident. I want to be here,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard anything from him."
Okay. Well, we're gonna take Benjamin Mathis Jr. from the Comanche.
All right, Ben Mathis. We'll go to Team Nicholas, and you still have another pick.
Okay. Let me get back to the damn. It keeps exiting out. Where's it at? Right.
Oh, media.
I wish I was reading the comments on this. These are very interesting teams. The people are
Yeah.
probably like, "Wow, this is very interesting." You got Buck playing with
Yeah.
Rob Albro, and
Aaron said put him in.
all right.
Who?
So Louis Caron said he is willing to be in on this. So you guys can pick him if you want him.
Yeah, we're gonna pick him.
All right. So we're gonna take him. Taron is a receiver with the Comanche. His dad was an offensive lineman for years for the Comanche and played this year in the GEFA 2, I believe. That'll flip snake draft over to 2 players for the Team Herrera.
Were you able to give us a little bit of an update of who's still left? Because I
Yeah.
haven't been able to get rid of names at all as we're doing this. So
All right, so we got Drew Rowland, we got Clavinger, a receiver from out there, Joe Totap, you got T.O., Tyree Stewart, Gerald Burrow, Mac McGrew, Brandon Maynard is a tight end. Nicholas doesn't have a tight end, so if you guys plan on running one, either you're gonna have to move somebody there or pick him up. Um, Gage Arrington, Fernandez, and Kennedy are the centers still available. O-line wise, I can go through again if you want, but I did that just recently. Melendez, Bosick, corners, you got Harry Cole, Nasty Nate Ravenstein, Isaac Kletchner, that Kinney fella. Matt Roddick is a safety from the Buffs. Nose tackle would be Nate Swearingen. Zay Will, I was told he's also a defensive player. Brandon Owens, Justin Duarte, Dom Clark, Cody Young, Mike Duke, the Irish assassin Phil Spearing, and Jeffrey Lantigua. I believe Lantigua was a pretty good player, maybe even for maybe it was what was the name out there? Not the Shock,
Warriors.
no, what was the team that replaced the Shock for a couple of years and then the Shock came back? Skyhawks?
Oh, the Skyhawks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lantigua played his last year with the Warriors. Last year
He was with
15
the Warriors
or
and
something.
Mustangs.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much where you're at.
All right, with my next pick, I'm gonna take Joe Chahaney.
All right. Joe Chahaney, Joe Toe Tap will go to Team Marrero. And you have another pick.
And then I'm gonna take Tyler Osterhout.
All right. T.O. will be teaming back up with Rob Albro. Goes to Team Marrero. All right. Flips back to Team Nicholas. Let's continue to speed things up here a little bit.
Yep, we're gonna take Joe Chahaney from the Wildcat. Oh, they just picked him?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna take Mac. I don't even know how to say his last name. McGrew.
Mac McGrew, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. All right. He's with you, and you get another pick.
All right, let me get back to this damn list. And then we're going to take Nate Swearingen.
Nate Swearingen gives you a nose tackle. All right. Bounces things back to Team Marrero. You're up. 2 picks.
All right, let me take Jaden Witoski.
Gives you another offensive lineman. He is oh, I made a mistake there. 1 second here. Let me go back. All right. You got one more pick.
And then I'm gonna go. Oh my god. Brandon Williams.
Brandon Williams. All right. Flips things back to you guys, Nicholas. Let's keep it rolling.
We are going to take, where's that damn name at? I just had it up. Who is Kenny? What team did he play for and what number was he?
Pretty sure that's number 2 from the Crusaders.
I think so. He played in the secondary more than I'm mistaken.
Okay. Number 2. Is that the taller light skinned kid?
I think that's 18.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who these people actually are.
That was the receiver, Chris Clevenger. That's still on the list. That'd be him.
Oh, you said that would be him, the Chris Clevenger?
Yeah.
Is the taller light skinned kid from the Crusaders.
Yeah, he gets into a lot of spats with people because he talks a bunch of shit, but he's yeah, he's the taller from the
Well, let's go with
caucus.
let's go with him.
Who?
I don't even know how to say his damn name.
Chris
The taller
Clevenger.
light skinned receiver from the Crusaders.
Is he a big body receiver? Because that's what we need right now.
I think if I'm thinking about the kid right, I think he is. He's like 6'2", 6'3". Unless I'm thinking about the wrong person.
Well, you only have 3 wide receivers left on the list, and I don't know if Stewart or Burrow are both big body.
Which ones are left?
Stewart and Burrow and that Cleveland.
Tyree Stewart.
And then we got Quake, and then yeah. So those are the last 3.
Quake could play defense too.
Yeah. Oh, so we're gonna get Gerald Barrow.
All right. Barrow comes off the board. So you got Clevenger and Barrow with those 2 picks. And that'll bounce it back to Marrero. You got 2. Keep a roll.
With my next pick, Alvaro told me I gotta take him. He's a great guy. I'm going with Cody Young.
All right. And I need to let you know another guy just joined the board. Wayne Lee from the Comanche. He just
wait until we're done our picks, then do that.
He sent me a message and asked if he was in the draft and if he could be. Sorry about that. Who'd you say before that?
I took Cody Young.
Cody Young. All right. Cody Young comes off the board. And who do you want next?
I'll take Wayne.
I assume so. Wayne is.
That was convenient.
Hey, that just happened with Kyrie.
Right. It's happened the other direction.
Yeah, but there was at least a coin toss for that one.
All right. So that bounces things back to Nicholas.
What defensive backs are left?
Defensive backs are Harry Cole. He's a smaller backup guy.
Who do you play for?
Wildcats, long hair.
Okay.
Nate Wittgenstein, he's one of my backup corners, number 14. He's pretty solid. He's got a few picks.
Okay.
Pilchner, he's that number 86, the guy that I need to word this right. He's closer to around the 5-foot mark. You know what I'm talking about for the Crusaders?
Yeah.
Really aggressive, shorter fella. And then that Kinney that plays with him on the same team.
Okay. We're gonna go. It's our pick, right?
Correct. You have 2 picks right now.
We're gonna go Jeremy Melendez.
Jeremy Melendez, a linebacker, comes off the board. All right. Who's your second?
And then trying to scan through these names.
I mean, I'm just
I don't
going to
know who the hell's
There's a
left.
guy on the board that I'm really surprised is still on the board. He's a solid depth on the defensive line.
Who's that?
Who is it?
And can help you at tight end and guard if you need him. That Brandon Maynard, he's a league vet. He plays for me.
I don't even see that. I don't even see him on the list that I have.
Yeah, he's the
He's a tight end. He's listed as tight end.
Oh, he's listed as a tight end.
Yeah, because he played more tight end for me this year than anywhere else.
Okay.
He can play in other places.
Was that 77?
That is 75.
75. All right, let's go with him. Latigua.
So that bounces things back to Guerrero.
Oh,
Because you guys took Melendez and Maynard on those two picks.
yeah.
Again, guys, I would suggest Rodake is a baller. He plays with it. He plays.
Or can you send me the rosters again? Updated rosters. So I can figure out who the hell's on our team.
All right, with my next pick, I'm gonna go Nate Ravenstein. I
Nasty.
don't know if I said that right, but
Yep. Nasty Nate.
Who?
Nasty Nate Ravenstein. He's a corner. He's like 21. He's up and comer. All right, you still have another pick. Again, you got Lantigua, Flar, Brandon Owens, Duarte, Zay Will, Rodake.
let me get Brandon Owens.
Brandon Owens, my guy. Defensive lineman, special teams player. All right, that'll flip things back to Nicholas. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got like 22 guys left here.
22.
Guys.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people. I thought it was like 10 less.
Well, it started out being like 77 players.
Oh, damn.
And had like 6 or 8 joins since we had this live. Now,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like
now
90 of these guys not show up.
Yeah, but 6 or 7 of them don't show up, and you
All right,
still
I'll still be up there. We should be done by then. It's our picks, right?
Correct.
We're gonna go with Jeffrey Lantigua.
All right, Lantigua.
So I had the other pick up.
He could play O line, D line.
All right, and you get another one.
No, shit. Where the hell's that draft board again?
Might be out of range. I'm on Bluetooth now.
Yeah, my spot. TikTok, guys. TikTok.
Oh, is it still us?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna get Isaac. I didn't know if I was muted or not.
Isaac. All right. He's a corner. That'll flip things back to Marrero. Your 2 picks.
All right, I'm gonna go. Where was I at? I'm gonna go Gage Arrington. Was he picked yet?
Gage Aronson is still available on the draft board.
Okay, I'm gonna go Gage Arrington.
That'll give you a second center. Still on the board.
All right, and then I'm gonna go Drew Rowland.
We're rolling. All right, comes off the board. Team Marrero. All right, goes back to Team Nicholas. You
We're
guys,
gonna go Jonah Kimmel.
Jonah Kimmel will give you some depth on the O line. All right.
Is there anybody else left on the defensive line?
Yes, Justin Duarte, Dom Clar,
Who
Mike.
did Dom Clark play for?
He
The
is
Buffalo.
We'll take Duarte.
all right,
Okay.
Duarte. All right, flips it back to Team Marrero. Let's keep it going. See if we can wrap this up soon.
All right, I'm gonna.
Where you don't know who to pick, just I can help you with a couple of people, but let's keep it rolling.
All right, I'm gonna take that lineman that I had told you before was playing. The Buffaloes lineman. Trying to find his name right now.
Parker Sigler.
Yeah, Parker Sigler.
All right. So getting some O line in these picks here for these guys. What do you got next?
Was Tyree Stewart picked yet?
He is not. He's the last wide receiver on the board.
All right, I'm gonna go Tyree Stewart.
He also plays QB as well.
Yeah, I don't know how the Comanche
It's
coach
not very well.
picking.
So quarterbacks are all picked, running backs all picked, wide receivers and tight ends are all picked. Under the center line, we got Fernandez and Kennedy. Under guard, we got Sheets, Glover, Ritter, and Hollenbaugh. Mike backers are clear. We have one linebacker on the board left, Kerry Bostick. Two corners, Harry Cole and Kenny Kinney. One safety, Matt Rodakay. One nose, Zay Will. And we have three defensive ends, Dom Clar, Mike Duke, and Phil Spearing. Phil Spearing is a kicker also and has the ability to help out on the O-line as well. On the board right now is Team Nicholas. And
We're gonna go with Kayshawn Wade from the Shock defensive line.
don't have him on.
He's in the chat on the YouTube.
I'm gonna guess how to spell Keyshawn Wade. All right. Next.
I gotta go back to this thing and readjust my alignment. All right, so we're gonna go with
Again, we have Tissinger. I don't know. Again, I'm not unfamiliar with him. I recognize the last name from the Crusaders. I don't know his
I
position.
think he used to play for the Thunder too.
We also have a Jordan Billups. I don't know his position. And a
Jordan Billups.
Devon Edwards. I don't know his position.
Devon Edwards.
Yvonne's a DB from the Shock.
Number 14,
15.
15. Let's go with him.
What is his problem?
All right. Back to you, Marrero. You got two for me?
Yeah, so I totally missed Phil being added, so I'm gonna go Philip Spearing.
All right. The Irish assassin. Phil Spearing is added to Team Marrero.
That Irish hitman on YouTube?
Something like that.
Jesus.
And then it looks like you still have another pick, Marrero.
Yeah, I'll go the Gage Kinney. Kinney.
Kinney. All right, back to you, Nicholas. Let's keep it rolling.
I'm gonna need another update of who's all left.
At this point, stick to the guys on the board, and if people add. Let's get together.
Yeah, I just don't know who's all
So you have Fernandez and Kennedy are linemen. Sheets, Glover, Ritter, and Hollenbaugh are linemen. Bosick is a backer. Harry Cole is a corner. Rodake is a safety. I mean, again, no shot at anybody else on here, but I would probably say maybe Rodake and Clar are probably the highest value picks still on the board.
Let's go with Dom Clar then.
All right, Dom Clar. Go over here to
Who
T.
did Rodakay play for?
He's like a safety or DB for the Buffs.
Let's go with him.
All right. Back to you, Aaron.
I don't even know who's left.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Zay Will and O's. Mike Duke, DN, they're your only two D linemen. You literally have two D linemen, 6 O linemen, one single corner, and one single backer left.
Who's the backer left?
Kerry Bosick, he's a legend. I'm not familiar with him. I think he's one of their younger guys. I could be wrong.
He used to be with the Predators.
All right, I'm gonna go. Kerry Bosick.
All right.
And then I'll go Azur Glover.
Glover.
O-line.
O-line. Back to you guys.
We'll go Vincent Fernandez Jr.
Buddha?
Is that who that is?
I think so.
Yeah, I
No.
because I know isn't Buddha's last name Fernandez Jr.
It is, but I thought his first name was different.
Oh yeah, I just know him by Buddha.
Yeah. It could be Buddha. It could be. I'm not even gonna front, but I didn't think it was. All right, 6 guys, 7 guys left on the board.
Who's all left?
Mike
Position wise.
the D line, he's like 45.
Jared Lampkins is trying to play from the shock. He's a nose.
All right. Anybody off the board?
We're going to take Lampkins.
You guys still have a pick. I would maybe go Matt Hollenbaugh. I think he's an offensive lineman that was young from the Buffs. I know their O-line struggled some, but again, it's July 12th. You might want some depth there.
Where is he at?
He's a guard.
Oh, I found it. Yeah.
So who do we take this round?
You got Lampkins and Hollenbaugh if you take Hollenbaugh.
Yeah.
Did they not take Fernandez?
They took Fernandez. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. They did. They Fernandez and Lampkins. My bad. It is Marrero's pick. Mike Duke, Zay Will, Harry Cole, Fabian Sheets, Ty Ritter, Matt Hollenbaugh, and Josh Kennedy.
All right, I'll go Mike Duke. And then Harry Cole.
I figured you were eventually going to get him. He's been one of your guys.
I got my
Who was
list
that?
zoomed in, so I didn't see him. I didn't see that he was on the list still.
All right, so left on the board, we got Zay Will, Josh Kennedy, Fabian Sheets, Ty Ritter, and Matt Hollenbaugh. So if you did want that Hollenbaugh guy, he is still available.
Yeah, let's get Hollenbaugh.
For the sake of helping things keep rolling, I think your next best bet is probably Zay Will that knows. I know you did just pick up Lampkins, but I don't know where you're at as far as depth on the D line.
Where Where's that list you just sent us for?
Just to your group, to the one that's just me, you, and
All right.
Aaron. There's 4 people left.
Other than Zay, which other one
Oh.
is left?
Sorry,
Oh.
there's 6 left. Sorry. So Fabian Sheets, Ty Ritter, and Josh Kennedy are 3 offensive linemen. Then you have that Tessinger kid from Crusaders, and you got Jordan Billups, and I have no clue who he is or where he's from.
Okay. Who'd Fabian Sheets play for?
I have no idea.
Jordan
I'm not
Billups used to play for the Shock, the Mustangs, and I think he played for the Raiders in G2 this year.
Okay.
Josh Kennedy, he's a big guy. He's probably like 4 something, but he has trouble moving.
Yeah, that's a big guy. Let's go with Billups.
All right. All right, so you got Hollenbaugh and Billups. All right, back to you.
All right, I'll go Kissinger.
All right.
And you said Ritter's still left, right? Ty Ritter. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
All right, I'll go Ty Ritter.
All right, so that leaves these ones aren't here. So we got 3 left. Zay Will, Josh Kennedy, Fabian Sheets.
Let's go with Zay Will. Josh Kennington. Who'd he play for?
Josh Kennedy is that big fellow I was talking about that played for the Crusaders.
Play for the Mountain Man. Something.
Yeah, he was a mountain man too first. Part of that 110-0 beat down we laid on.
Kind of hard to beat down somebody 110-0 when they're not even trying to move.
It wasn't hard, I can tell you that.
It was like that one meme with freaking Samba. Come on, move when he's poking him with the stick.
Who's the other guy left?
Fabian Sheets, he's the guy that James just said played for the Shock and the Mustangs. He's a OG guy, but he plays for GEFA 2.
Let's go with
I didn't catch that.
Shouldn't there be 2 left?
There are 2 left, Fabian Sheets and Josh Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with Fabian.
Because the way things work right now, even with the new add-ons and everything that we had during the draft, if I put Fabian here and I put Josh Kennedy here,
Steven.
you guys have
Yeah.
the same amount of players. That looks like we wrapped up everything on the draft. Real quick run through. Team Nicholas, Greg Medina, Chase Struthers, Lee Fenderson, Cohen Russell, Zaire Dunell, Jimmy Werner, T-Mac, Charles Faust, Javon Colazzo, Levi Hockenberry, Jalil Garrison, Michael Clark, Kyrie Carson, Gabe George, TJ Kistrunk, Leroy Thomas, Jay White, Shane Walsh, Marcus Weston, Dre Moses, Malik Coletta, Stephen Pryor, Duke Rosek, Ben Mathis, Louis Terron, Mac McGrew, Nate Swearingen, Chris Clevenger, Gerald Burrow, Jeremy Melendez, Brandon Maynard, Jeffrey Lantigua, Isaac Kilcher, Jonah Kimmel, Justin Duarte, LaShawn Wade, Devon Edwards, Dom Clark, Matt Roddick, Vincent Fernandez Jr., Jared Lampkins, Matt Hollenbaugh, Jordan Billups, Zay Will, and Fabian Sheets. Team Marrero, Rob Albro, Isaiah Edwards, Marquez Holden, Stevie Eisenhuth, Isaiah Reed, Andre Dokes, L.A., Lanthus Whiteside, Jimmy Buck, Quentin Tyler, Prince, Connor Rutan, Andrew May, Dorian Ryans, John Dodson, Scott Bailey, George Keys, Jimmy Doyle, Darius Wade, Darius Crenshaw, Patrick Williams, Takeem Carter, Tavian Parker, John Gittens, Joe Chohaney, Tyler Osterhout, Jaden Witoski, Brandon Williams, Cody Young, Wayne Lee, Nasty Nate Ravenstein, Brandon Owens, Primetime My Guy, Gage Arrington, Drew Rowland, Parker Sigler, Tyrese Stewart, Phil Spearing, Kenny Kinney, Kerry Bosick, Ezra Glover, Mike Duke, Harry Cole, Tiz Singer, Ty Ritter, and Josh Kennedy. The game will be at 2:00. I'll be posting the information with the teams. We want to have a full hour walkthrough time with each team. Guys, we literally get an hour together, stretch, have fun, play a great game, cut it up, enjoy the afternoon afterwards, and just have fun as a whole, as a league. So I appreciate you guys taking part in the draft tonight. I'll make sure I get these things posted up publicly. I'll also screenshot them and send them over to you guys. And unless you guys got anything to add for this evening, that's going to be a wrap for us.
Well, at least with Mac and Walsh on my team, maybe the real will be quiet for at least a week.
We'll see. I hope. Cool. Should be a good time. Like I said, I appreciate you guys taking time to do a draft. I know a lot of people in the league were following it. My team chat was blowing up. People were talking about what team people were getting announced to, and I really think this will be something good. You know, if I tell people every year when it comes to this kind of stuff that things are as important as you make them. We treat this like a game that is really going to be positive for the league. Show up, play the game that we love, and do it for that reason. Also, again, we're asking that all players and coaches bring 2 canned goods for us to donate to charity on behalf of the league. And we are also asking for and accepting from any fans, players who will also want to bring donations for homeless veterans, hygiene products, blankets, socks, t-shirts, underwear, that kind of stuff. And let's make a difference. I really appreciate you all turning in, following us live for this draft, and we'll see you guys at Comanche Field on Saturday.
Jesus Christ, Thor. Man, you're like the worst president ever. You drag everything on. Jesus.
Yeah, we're getting there, 1 week at a time.
All right, Thor. End the live. Or send me back to being the.
All I know how to do is end the actual meeting, so I'm just going to go back and make you the host here. Hopefully I made the right one the host.
I got 2 of them there.
Did I make the right one?